Shabbat Shalom. Aren't they wonderful? Amen. No, they really are wonderful, and both Matt and the Cantor. So a couple times we read tonight or spoken tonight about the words of Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, a blessed memory. And I'm extremely privileged. There's an old saying that there was a chassid who wanted to teach his son about Hasidism, so he took him to a disciple of the Baal Shem Tov, who had long since deceased. And someone said, "Why are you taking him to that disciple?" And the chassid said, "Because when you really study with someone, a part of their soul comes into you. And so by taking my son to this student of the Baal Shem Tov, in fact, I am taking my son to an essence. When he looks in the eyes of this student, he will see, in essence, a bit of the Baal Shem Tov." I'm extremely blessed. My dissertation advisor and friend and one of the witnesses on my ketubah is a man named Rabbi Elijah Shochet. Rabbi Shochet actually was Rabbi Heschel's protege. And Rabbi Shochet, not a word falls from his mouth, but that it is a pearl. Do any of you know Rabbi Shochet? I may have to just bring him here to come speak one day, because he's truly a chacham, truly a wise man. And he speaks about Heschel, and Heschel was this amazing guy. Heschel was a professor of mysticism and ethics. You can't have one without the other in at JTS, Jewish Theological Seminary. But one of the things that he was very, very famous for relates to something that's going on Monday. Monday is a holiday, for those of you who are not sure, and it's not Abraham Lincoln Day, and it's not, I'm not sure what other holidays it is. It is Martin Luther King Day, Jr. Day, correct. Rabbi King. So there's a very famous story that Rabbi Heschel, this old Orthodox Jew, walked and marched in Selma with Dr. King. And when the reporters came to him and said, "Rabbi, what are you doing, a guy like you, doing with a guy like him?" Marching in Selma, and Rabbi Heschel's reply was, "When I am with Dr. King, I feel as if I am praying with my feet." In other words, Judaism is not about faith as much as it is about action. And recognizing how a small group can change the world. And that's kind of what tonight's Torah portion is, by the way. The Torah portion this week has to do with Moses coming to Egypt and then making it much more difficult, Pharaoh making it much, much more difficult on the Hebrews. The word Pharaoh can be split up into spelling the two words Perah, or evil mouth. And in fact, Pharaoh's mouth constantly speaks evil. How many of you have seen this new movie, Gods and Kings, Exodus, Gods and Kings? Don't bother, it's Drek as far as concerned with the Torah. It's Moses as Conan the Destroyer. I just have a problem with it. So, but that much of that movie and much of the Ten Commandments, Charlton Heston's movie, takes place in this week's Torah portion. And it's a time that is bad for the Jews. And because of the prayers of the community, especially because of the women praying to God, it says that in Torah. Because of the women. A Redeemer is brought, and in fact, we become free. But before he shows up, before they decide God has all these miracles, it's pretty dark in Egypt, isn't it? I was not joking when I said that Jewish schools in Antwerp and in Paris were closed today out of fear of terrorism. Anti-Semitism is higher than it has been in any of our lifetimes since the Holocaust. Synagogues being desecrated as close by as Malibu Synagogue a couple of years ago. It was kept out of the press because the rabbi really didn't want it in the press. It is a dark time on the one hand, isn't it? It's a time of war. There's something odd about the fact that they're considering sanctioning Israel but just talking with Iran. I'm not quite sure about that, but there is certainly fear and challenges in Iran right now. There are challenges all over the world. As many of you may know, the Prime Minister of Israel actually, do you know what he did to all the French Jews? He invited them to come home. My friend Rabbi Schwartz, Shlomo Schwartz, he has a great line. He says, if you're a Jew, you know what? Your home is Israel. Go back far enough, that's where you come from. And so he invited them home. But thank God for diaspora Judaism. That's what we are all. We're Jews outside of Israel, because it has allowed Judaism to survive and even thrive. But what are we supposed to do to help what's going on in Europe? Really, what can we do? Not a whole lot on a certain level, right? If we just want to say, what can we do? Well, we can't give money that's going to fix it. We can't give publicity that's going to fix it. What can we do? Because at the end of the day, Judaism is about action, isn't it? It's not about just words. So what can we do? We can pray. That's always good. Of course, if you only pray, then you're not sure if God's answering your prayers. We can send money to Israel. How do we fight anti-Semitism? Good deeds. How do you fight darkness? We sang about it. Light. The best way to fight darkness is to bring light. This is a new year. It is built on the challenges and blessings of the last year. On a personal level in each of our lives, on a community level in our synagogue, on a national level, on a worldwide level. But we have an opportunity. The opportunity is to choose to be a light. To choose to be chosen, so to speak. To choose to let our lights shine together. Later on in the Torah, a few weeks, we're going to read how the Hebrews are kept out of Egypt, or kept out of Israel. Because 10 spies come back and they don't have faith. 10 people can change the world for good and evil, or evil. Did anyone ever wonder why we have 10 people in a minyan? 9, 10 can change anything. 10 people changing anything, and more than 10, even more than that. So, how do we fight this darkness in the world? First of all, can everyone accept that there is darkness going on that's pretty ugly? Yes? You can talk to me. I'm not the television. I can see you. You can see me. Wayne still is going back there going, God bless every channel. Right? So, how do we shine our lights together? And the answer is by building communitas, by building a kahal, a community. By reaching out to each other and supporting each other. By serving each other and letting our lights shine as Jews. Do you know how many times I have heard in my lifetime, generally from older people who lived through the Holocaust, Rabbi, you're a little too loud. I like to pray quietly so nobody notices. You know what? I'd rather let our light shine, wouldn't you? I would rather us pray together as a group and pray with enthusiasm. I would rather us act with enthusiasm and do everything we do with integrity and with light. And by doing that, show all other Jews that it's safe to be that way, and show the world that it's safe to be that way. There are 25,000 unaffiliated Jews within a 10-mile radius of where we are right now. And I'll bet you a good portion of them, it's because they're scared to be Jewish. So, it is a promise, our Torah portion and our words and the actions of Rabbi Heschel, that we need to walk, we need to pray with our feet. We need to choose to do action as a group. Because a great image, and I really do recommend anyone Google it if you can. Has anyone seen the image of Rabbi Heschel and Dr. King? You guys have, right? Has anyone seen the image? Okay. It's great because they're linking arms. And he looks like a rabbi. No ponytail, long beard. And they're arm in arm. We need to link arm in arm. We need to pray together. We need to make a choice to build our own candles as a group, and in doing so bring light to the world. In this way, then truly maybe we can bring peace. Especially in today's viral world, light can spread fast, can't it? Or darkness, right? My prayer for all of us is that we let our lights shine. As a group, as a community, as a nation, as a world, and as doing so, we change the world by having peace inside ourselves, and so bring a great peace upon us and upon our children. Amen. Chazan?
I wrote a song called Bring Peace, and a song of peace, and Shalom Rav. And so I'm going to teach you the song of peace, which we sing at the end of the song. So it goes like this. I can see what the world can be. The journey starts with me. I can see what the world can be. The journey starts with me. One more time. I can see what the world can be. The journey starts with me. Okay, I'm going to cue you at the end when you come in with that. You got to come in with it strong. Lift your eyes, reach for the highest place. See the world in sweet embrace. Hearts of stone melt into clay. Your ancient pain, like gentle rain, will wash away. The song of peace longs to be heard. Listen within, you'll find the words, a voice very still, deep in your heart. In every hour, you have the power to sing it out. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha. Shalom Rav, Yisrael. Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Tasim Le'olam. The song of peace longs to be heard. Listen within, you'll find the words, a voice very still, deep in your heart. In every hour, you have the power to sing it out. The song of peace longs to be heard. Listen within, you'll find the words, a voice very still, deep in your heart. In every hour, you have the power to sing it out. Here we go now. I can see the journey starts with me. Let me hear you sing it louder. Can be. The journey starts. One more time. Here we go. I can see what the world can be. The journey starts with me. I can see all the world can be. The journey starts with you, you and me. I can see all the world can be. The journey starts with me. The journey starts with you and me.